Hey guys, and welcome back to my solo fighter Illusionist playthrough. I decided to swap some of my skills here, mainly because stuff like improved haste is probably going to be more useful for me right now as opposed to protection from magical weapons. We're going to wrap up some of the minor quests that I've left open to this point. So for example, Mae'var's quest line, and we're also going to go and free Dallas. We'll probably do the Planar Prison in the next episode because you do get the boots of speed from that, which I do want.
It's done.
This is the point where I deposit my full plate mail because I'm kind of transitioning to a full spellcaster by this point. I also put away the Shield of Harmony because I don't foresee me actually needing it for a while, if at all. But it is a nice thing to keep around just in case you do need it.
Anything you need. Greetings, good customer. A pearl to you.
I'm no use to anyone tired. If it must be done. It's probably best left to me.
Oh, do go away. This is not Illithium. You have cheated my art.
Hey, not a concern. This is worth it. Yeah, I'll see to it.
Duty is the greatest honor, and duty to Helm is above all. I have a duty for you to perform.
What is it? I hope this is worth it.
The Morning Lord welcomes you to his sight.
I'm no use to anyone tired. Yeah, I'll see to it.
This part made me remember how much experience you get in this game. Just from looting that amulet there, you get 20,000 experience, and then when you turn it back into Mae'var, you get another 30,000. So that's 50,000 just for stealing that amulet and bringing it back.
Ah, I know a discerning eye when I see one.
Hold still. Yeah, I hope this is worth it.
Ah, I know a discerning eye when I see one.
Time is up for you, my friend.
I need a swig of some strong...
This enemy encounter up here is very difficult if you try to do it early on. So I decided to bring out Chaos, which I haven't really used up to this point, but it's a spell that causes mass confusion with a -4 penalty, which is great. But apart from that, I do use a bit of the Wand of Cloudkill, and I do a bit of kiting, mainly because it's annoying to try and get to the casters without just running directly into them. But it ends up going pretty well for us, and we do pick up quite a bit of gear that we can sell. The Helm of Charm Protection is particularly noteworthy if you don't want to use something like the Shield of Harmony.
Let's do this quick and painful. Yeah. Hold still.
Something, stranger.
We're going to go ahead and do Mekrath's quest, mainly because it takes pretty much no time at all, and I believe you'll get more experience from it anyway.
I'm willing. Time is... Hold still. Hold still. Yeah. I hope this is worth it.
You need something, stranger.
My head clears, filled with stars and liquid fire. And I see before me the new holders of my shackles. The wizard has released me, I see, only to pass my reins to another.
It maybe was a little bit wasteful to use the Wand of Cloud Kill here, but I can always recharge it for a relatively low price, and I don't have that many more things to buy, really. I do want to pick up Valor's Helm, and I want to get the Shield of Baldur on, but aside from that, most of my money is probably going to be going to scrolls now at this point anyway. There may be other items I'm forgetting about that I need to pick up later, but aside from the initial purchases that I made, there's not really that much for me to buy. Of course, higher level scrolls will cost you a lot of money, so I do need to be aware of that.
Give me some direction. Yeah, I'll see to it. It's done. I'm there.
I am at your service.
If it must be done.
Greetings.
It's probably best left to me. Hey, not a concern.
Wonders I have seen, but I saved the best for you.
I'm going to advance the main quest here because we do need to do a couple of minor errands before we can go to the graveyard district and unlock the door to the vampires. But since I have the Amulet of Power, the vampires aren't really too much of a concern for me because of their level drain is the most annoying part about them, really. Plus I have Daystar if I do want to use it, but honestly the slow is so good for disabling them as well from the Flail of Ages.
I hope this is worth it. Yeah, I'll see to it.
We're going to be doing the entirety of the Mae'var quest while we're here. Honestly, this is a really easy quest to do. The only really difficult fight that you need to do immediately is against the Cowled Wizard, because he does use protection from magical weapons.
Hope this is worth it. I'll see to it.
Greetings. I am Edwin Odesseron. You simians may refer to me merely as Sir, if you prefer a less syllable-intensive workout.
You're going to see me put up protection from fire, which is a really useful spell to have. It lasts for an hour, so it actually does last a fairly decent amount of time, and it will make you completely immune to fire attacks. So there's a bunch of fire methods in this next house we're going to, so obviously it's really useful there. And the reason I'm only casting indoors is so that I don't need to deal with the killed wizards for now, because they are high level spellcasters if they do decide to attack me.
Not a concern.
Scream! Scream for mercy!
The wizard in this house can be pretty difficult because he does use protection from magical weapons, which is why we do have Breach memorized. Breach is, of course, a very useful spell. And then after that, we just use Flail of Ages to slow him. And remember, when he has Stone Skin up, all the elemental damage is going through that, so it does have a chance to interrupt him as well. But as you can see, Flail of Ages is just great against spellcasters in general.
Give me some. I'm willing. I hope this is.
Celestial Fury, which is the +3 katana you can get, is also a great main hand weapon. The Celestial Fury is a lot harder to get than the Flail of Ages in terms of a difficult fight. And its effect is, unless the target saves versus spell, then they will be stunned. And I believe it also goes through Mage's mirror images as well. So obviously it is a ridiculously good weapon, but the thing about the Flail of Ages slow is it's a flat 33% chance and there's no save associated with it. Which means enemies with higher saves will be in no better position to actually avoid its effect. Personally, I haven't used the Celestial Fury very much, and unfortunately it is only a +3 weapon, but honestly, there's really not many enemies that will require you to have a +4 weapon at all. For some reason in this end there is also a hidden back room. I do use improved haste here, but it was most likely unnecessary. The mage that's here seems to be kind of a low level spellcaster anyway.
Yeah. I hope this is worth it. I'll see to it. I'm willing.
Do you have the documents I asked for? This matter is more important than your average simple
hope this is worth
correspondence.
Yeah, I'll see to it. It's done.
Edwin has been telling me you are, at the very least, competent. Fairly good at the sneaksman's trade, but a little ham-fisted when you fight. Exactly what I'm looking for.
Must be done. It's probably best left.
I must flee!
Hey, not a concern. I hope this is worth it. Yeah, I'll see to it.
The traitor is dead, I trust. Yes, yes, yes. Truth be known, I'm not listening to you.
I'm willing. I hope this is worth it. I'll see
Well,
to it.
you have surpassed the exceedingly low expectations I had of you. You now have the trust of Mae'var securely in hand and have proven
It's
your
done.
competence to me once more. Though just barely.
I'm there. If it must be done. It's probably best left to me. Hey, not a concern.
Yes, I'm still here. Only the last part of our deal remains to be carried out. Go and eliminate Mae'var, then, with my full authority.
I hope this is worth it. Yeah, I'll see to it.
What be the report?
I'm willing. I hope this is worth it.
Let me have a taste. Come.
Beg for death, and I'll make it quick. Beg for death.
Ah, I know a discerning eye when I see one.
The entirety of the Mae'var questline isn't very difficult, but this part can be a little tricky because you are going to have multiple thieves that are trying to backstab you. So I would suggest having multiple castings of stone skin on if you're a mage. You see that I immediately got mine put off there, but with the Robe of Vecna and the Amulet of Power, your casting speed is just so good.
Time is up for you, my friend. Give me some direction. Let's do this quick and painless.
And I'll make it quick.
Yeah.
Beg for death. No one. No one.
It's probably best left to me.
I've seen those royal trees. They have warned me not to make it
There ain't nothing to value. Please, let me be.
I hope this is worth it. Yeah, I'll see to it. I'm willing.
Wonders I have seen, but I saved the best for you.
This is worth it. Yeah, I'll see to it.
The tale of your deed has already reached my ears. Such things tend to. Well done, I say. Your reward is well earned.
It's done. I'm there.
Scream! Scream for mercy!
Yeah. If it must be done.
You're rather outlandish folk to be wandering round here.
So I do cheese this paladin fight a little bit by going inside to buff, but here you can kind of see how good improved haste is once again, because 8 attacks per round can really take down a fighter, especially when you're slowing them as well with Flail of Ages. But what you'll notice is my stone skin actually goes down pretty much immediately. So I do kind of have to retreat a bit in order to put stone skin back up. And we also reach level 13 Illusionist and get a bunch more spells. So the next level we're going to get is in Fighter level 13, which will give us an extra half attack per round.
I'll see. I'm willing.
Hold still. Hold still.
Have a look at my wares. I trust you'll find them all in satisfactory condition. Well, you look like the sort who has more than 2 gold pieces to rub together.
I hope this is worth it.
And the last thing we're going to do in this episode is clear up the second errand we need to do before the graveyard quest. So that's going to be it for this episode, and I hope you guys enjoyed.
You and me. Let's go. Hold still.
I trust all is well.
It's done.